Dividing a shared financial life requires untangling an interconnected history. Strict property law is insufficient for this task. It looks only at whose name is on the deed or the bank account, ignoring domestic labor, career sacrifices, and the actual economic reality of a household. The Matrimonial Causes Act 1973 provides the jurisdictional override to look past these titles. This statute grants the court power to redistribute capital and income between parties, regardless of legal ownership. Historically known as ancillary relief, this redistribution follows a specific legal architecture. The process is governed by a series of statutory checklists and binding case law. Practitioners use a specific toolkit of orders to achieve a legally sound outcome. The Act provides the necessary mechanism to resolve the financial ties created during a marriage. The court's tools are categorized into two branches: income orders and capital orders. Income orders address ongoing financial needs. Section 22 provides maintenance pending suit. This provides short-term financial support while the divorce proceedings are still active. For regular, ongoing maintenance post-divorce, the court issues periodical payments under Section 23. These payments end automatically if the recipient remarries or if either party dies. Capital orders serve to distribute physical assets and achieve a final severance. Section 23 allows for lump sums, cash payments that can be made immediately, deferred, or payment installments. Under Section 24, property adjustment orders enable the court to transfer property titles from one spouse to another. A common property adjustment is the measure order. The home is held in trust until a trigger event, like a child reaching adulthood, at which point the property is sold. Retirement assets are handled through pension orders under Sections 24B and 24C. The court can permanently split the fund through a pension sharing order or earmark future payouts through a pension attachment order. Deploying these powers requires the court to follow a mandatory navigational compass. Section 25 of the Act is the mandatory checklist that governs judicial discretion. The absolute first consideration is the welfare of any child of the family under the age of 18. This priority often means the primary carer retains the family home to ensure the children are housed. Once the children's needs are secured, the court uses the Section 25 subsection 2 factors to balance the interests of the adults. Factor A covers the current and foreseeable income, earning capacity, and overall financial resources of each party. Factor B accounts for the financial needs, obligations, and responsibilities each party faces. Factor C considers the standard of living the family enjoyed before the breakdown. Factor D weighs the age of the parties and the duration of the marriage. Factor F examines the contributions each party made to the welfare of the family. This includes non-financial contributions, giving equal weight to domestic labor and child-rearing as it does to salary. Finally, Factor H assesses the value of benefits a party will lose, primarily focusing on future pension rights. Section 25 forces the court to weigh historical marital facts against future economic requirements. Section 25A introduces the statutory duty to consider a clean break. This objective aims to terminate financial obligations between the parties as soon as is just and reasonable. This creates tension, as a clean break is impossible if one party has ongoing needs that exceed their share of the available capital. The landmark ruling in White v. White provides the guide for balancing this tension through the concept of fairness. This established the yardstick of equality as the starting point for asset division. The court evaluates fairness through three pillars: needs, compensation, and sharing. The sharing principle prohibits financial discrimination between the breadwinner and the homemaker. However, needs can dictate a departure from an equal split. If a 50-50 division fails to meet the basic housing and living needs of both parties, those needs take precedence over equality. Compensation may be considered to address significant economic disparity resulting from how the marriage was conducted, though this is typically only relevant if assets remain after all needs are met. Legal fairness is a calibration of needs against contributions, rather than a simple mathematical split. Executing financial remedies under the MCA 1973 follows a specific strategic legal sequence. First, practitioners identify and categorize all available capital, pension, and income pools. These assets are then subjected to the multi-factor test established in Section 25. This entire calculation remains anchored by the paramount welfare of the children. The result is a tailored exit strategy, whether through immediate lump sums or a delayed measure order. This structured approach incorporates the historical contributions of both partners into the final settlement. By balancing financial needs against the drive for a clean break, practitioners establish a stable foundation for the next chapter of both parties' lives.